The 3764 Elvis Presley Boulevard. Hit it, Elvis. You got me.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition here at Elvis Back on Tour. Today we have a much anticipated video. A lot of folks have been waiting for this one. So we're going to do something a little different here today, and I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks to have a fun and successful Elvis week. Elvis week is only a couple weeks out, and we're really excited to be going down there. We hope to see a lot of you guys there. So I'm going to give you guys some things that we've picked up on the many years that we've been going down there. So we will do some hotels, some eating places that you can go to, some shopping, a lot of Elvis events, Elvis content, and just some general tips that'll make it a very fun and enjoyable week for you guys. Real quick before we start, I just wanted to come on here and say, if you guys follow us on Instagram at Elvis Back on Tour, you might be wondering where we went. At the beginning of June, we were, for some reason, taken down off Instagram. They thought that we were impersonating Elvis, so we unfortunately were taken down. It was a pretty bogus reason. We tried our best to appeal it, but we ended up losing it. We're still trying a couple other routes to possibly get it back. But if you guys were wondering where we are now EP Back on Tour on Instagram. So if you're wondering where we are, we're on that account now. So if you don't already, go ahead and follow us on Instagram. Alright, so let's start off with hotels. Obviously you got the Guest House, which is right next to Graceland. It's very convenient, very nice hotel. It can be a little pricey during Elvis week because there's so many folks down there, but if you want to have the full Elvis experience the entire time you're down there, the Guest House is a really good option. Alright, if you want another hotel that's really close to Graceland, you have the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Memphis Airport, Elvis Presley Boulevard. It's about a mile from Graceland, and during Elvis week you have John Daly's Elvis event, which I'll talk about later. So if you want to be really close to Graceland and have a good Elvis experience, that's also a really good hotel to stay at during Elvis week. Alright, so two other hotels that are pretty good. We've never stayed at either of these, but we know that a lot of people have. If you want to be more, if you want to get more of the Memphis experience and you want to be in downtown Memphis, then you have the Peabody, which is a famous hotel that's been there for many, many years. And that's right in the center of downtown Memphis, right near Beale Street. And that's got the ducks that I'll talk about later, so that's also a really good hotel. And then you also have the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid. So if you've seen pictures of the Pyramid in Memphis, that is a Bass Pro Shop, and some of you might not know that there's a hotel inside there. It's called the Big Cypress Lodge. It is a little pricey, but it is a really interesting hotel. It's right inside the Pyramid, so that's also a really good option if you want to be near downtown Memphis. Alright, so the last one on this list is not a specific hotel, but it is something that a lot of people might not think about. When they go down to Memphis, they think, okay, I have to be in Memphis, I have to be in Tennessee, and I have to be right next to Graceland. It's not necessarily the case. If you go just down the road on Elvis Presley Boulevard into Mississippi and South Haven, you have a lot of chain hotels that are really nice, and they're a really good price during Elvis week. They're just the average price that you would go anywhere else. They haven't skyrocketed for Elvis week. So if you want to get a nice hotel for, an average price, look at South Haven, Mississippi. There's a lot of really good hotels there, and that's something that we would recommend. Alright, so next topic we're going to talk about is places to eat. Now obviously Memphis is known for having really good places to eat. There's a ton of places in the city, but I put a list together of a couple places that some people might not know about, and there are a few on here that everybody knows about. And a couple of these places Elvis actually ate at. So if you want to eat at some of these places, this is where we suggest to have some good food and good Elvis experience. Alright, so first place we're going to start off with is Marlowe's. Everybody knows about Marlowe's. It's about 1.5 to 2 miles down Elvis Presley Boulevard towards Mississippi. And it's a really good place to eat, obviously, but also if you want to have your chance to possibly meet somebody in the Elvis community, that's where you should go during Elvis week. Everybody goes there during dinner time, but we've met Elvis's nurse, we met Dick Robe there the first time, we've met people in his family, we've met some of the musicians. So if you want to get a chance to meet some of these people, you have a good chance going to Marlowe's during Elvis week and meeting somebody there. Alright, so the next place is Coletta's. Now we have gone there every year since we started going. I think about 2021, 22. We've gone there every visit to Memphis, and it is amazing. Elvis ate there one time, and you have a good chance of meeting Mr. Coletta down there. He'll tell you the story about when Elvis came in. I don't want to ruin it for you. You can let him tell you. We did a video on Coletta's. If you go into our page, go back a couple years, you'll see the video that we did with Mr. Coletta. and it's a great place to eat. It has amazing food, and we do have a couple get-togethers there during Elvis week where we all just go there and eat in the Elvis room at the Elvis table. So give that video a look, and you can go there during Elvis week. It's got some amazing food, so I highly recommend that place. Alright, so the next place I'm going to tell you is a place not necessarily near Graceland or downtown Memphis. It's in the Audubon area where Elvis's house is, and we went there a couple years back and we thought it was pretty good, so I thought I'd put it on this list. Gus's Fried Chicken. It's a great place, got great food. So if you're visiting Elvis's house on Audubon, be sure to check that out. It's a great lunch place, great dinner place, so I highly recommend that place as well. Alright, so the next couple places I'm going to tell you about, we haven't been to, but were suggested by our good friend Travis over on Instagram at Daily EP Posts and YouTube at The King's Corner with Travis, so be sure to follow him on those two accounts. And we, like I said, haven't been to these places, but were suggested by him, and so I just wanted to put these in the video and give him credit. So we got the Egg King Cafe, which he said is owned by Nancy Rook's grandson, she was a cook for Elvis. So I think that's right down the street from Graceland, so that's a good place. Brother Juniper's, the Arcade Restaurant, Dyer's Burgers. So those are some good places. I know the Arcade Restaurant, I believe, is on Beale Street. We've gone there many times when I was younger, so that's a good place to go to. So just some other restaurants that you can go to during Elvis Week that I thought I'd put on here. And of course, you got the places at Graceland across the street from the house and the plaza. So those are some good restaurants to go to as well if you don't want to have to leave the complex and all that. Those are some good places to eat as well. Alright, so the next topic we're going to talk about is shopping. Now when I say shopping, I don't mean going to the malls and everything. I'm talking about places that you can go to get some good Elvis memorabilia and some good Elvis souvenirs. So the first place we're going to talk about is the Travel Lodge. Now that's at the Travel Lodge Hotel, and that is from August 11th to the 15th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we have gone every year that we've gone to Elvis Week. We've gone to the Travel Lodge event. Last year we went every single day. Elvis photographer Keith Alverson will be there. He'll be selling his photos, posters, and his books. He's now down to volume 2. He sold out of volume 1. So he will only have volume 2 for sale down there. You can meet him, get his autograph. They got some record vendors down there. They got, there's just any aspect of Elvis memorabilia that you want will be at that event. So be sure to check that out if you're in the area. It's about 1.5 to 2 miles from Graceland, so we go there all the time. Be sure to check that place out. Alright, so the next place we're going to talk about is John Daly's event. We've gone there every year that we've gone to Elvis Week, and that is a great place to meet a lot of people in the Elvis world. Last 2 years that we've gone, we've talked to Ron Strauss, Elvis's co-pilot, Bill Morris. We met Charles Stone there. We met Dick Grobe there after we met him at Marlowe's the day before. So that's a great place to go if you want some good Elvis memorabilia and to meet some people in the Elvis world. So be sure to check that out. Alright, so this next event is a one-day event. It's new this year, so they haven't done it before, but our good friends Lindell Morris and Steven Schutz are going to be having an Elvis Artifacts exhibit on August 15th from 9 to 3 at the Staybridge Suites. We're going to put the link to that in the description below so you can find where that is. It is $45, and they're going to have on-site authentication systems going on, so they can look at some stuff that you might have that you want authenticated, and they can do that for you. They're good friends of ours, and we're really looking forward to the event that they're going to be having this year. Alright, so 2 locations that I'm going to kind of put together is Boulevard Souvenirs. Now, if you remember, they used to be right next to Graceland. If you were looking at the gate, they were to the left. They have since moved near Sun Records, so they moved locations a couple years back. So that's where they are this year. That's a good place to get some Elvis souvenirs. I wouldn't say memorabilia, it's a good place to get Elvis souvenirs. And like I said, they've moved locations, so we'll put their address in the description below. And the next place would be Beale Street. It's not a specific location, it's just a general area, and not only will you get some cool Elvis souvenirs, but I'm sure you'll get all sorts of Memphis souvenirs down there as well. So that's a good place to get some good items as well. Alright, so the next topic we're going to talk about is entertainment or things to do. Now, I'm not really going to talk a lot of detail about events going on at Graceland because you can find that out on their website and everything. They've been advertising about that, so I'm not going to really talk about that. But I'm going to talk about other things that are kind of outside of the Graceland area that you might have fun doing. Alright, so first off is the historic Beale Street. Everyone really knows about that one. We wouldn't recommend going there at night because it can get a little sketchy, just like any city can. But Beale Street's a great place to hear music, get some good food, and just have a good time. It's a good vibe down there. We go there all the time. So that's a good place to go if you want to get a cool Memphis experience. Alright, so next is the riverboat tours. Now we've done this a couple times over the years and we've had fun every time that we've done it. They dock right in the Mississippi. I'll put a link to some of the businesses that do it. I think there's a couple riverboat tours that they do, so we'll put the link to them in our description below. And I would highly recommend doing that. They go all up and down the Mississippi. You can do a lot of cool sightseeing from the boat. It's just a great experience and a great time, and I think they have a snack bar in there so you can have some snacks and drinks, so I'd highly recommend that. Alright, so if you're already in downtown Memphis, you might as well go to the Peabody and see the ducks. Now we do this quite a lot when we're in downtown Memphis. It's a really cool experience to do that. They've been doing it for years and years and years, so I'd highly recommend going to see the ducks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look it up online and see when they do that. And so like I said, I'd highly recommend doing that. It's a pretty cool experience if you haven't done it before. Alright, so lastly on this subject, I'm not going to tell you about a certain location. I'm going to give you a really cool tool to use when you go down to Memphis during Elvis Week or any other time that you go to Memphis. If you've been going for years and years and years to Memphis and you think you've seen it all that has to do with Elvis, think again. And if you're new, if it's your first time going to Memphis and you want to see some cool Elvis locations, this tool is for you. This book is called Memphis Elvis Style, and what it is, it was done by Cindy Hazen and Mike Freeman back in the 90s. And it has all these locations that had to do with Elvis in Memphis with the addresses. For example, let's see. So you got here McDonald's that Elvis used to go to right down the street from Graceland, and it gives you the location and the address. Now as you can see, over the years as we've been going to Memphis many times, we've written down if that location is no longer there, whether it's been torn down or changed hands. I believe the restaurant, the building is still there, but it is no longer McDonald's. So we've been using this for many, many years. Highly recommend this. Get it online before you go down there and you can thumb through it. It documents from the time that Elvis moved down there to when he passed away, all these locations that you can go to, places that he went for fun or to record music or anywhere in between. So I highly recommend this book. Get it before Elvis Week. Alright, so the last topic of this video is just general tips that I've learned going to Elvis Week over the last couple years, and I just wanted to share them with you. So the first thing I'm going to suggest is bringing an autograph book, and what that is just a book with plain pages in it that you can carry around with you in case you see somebody that you want an autograph from. This is one that I made a couple years back. I just taped some Elvis trading cards on the front, and if you open it up, as you can see, I've tested out some Sharpies on this page, but as you can see, they're just blank pages, and it actually came in handy because a couple years back we went into, I forget what event we were at, and we walked in and Charles Stone was there. I didn't have anything for him to sign, but I did have that autograph book, so he was able to sign that, and I was able to get his autograph. Had I not had that, I would not have been able to get his autograph. So highly recommend. This is just a 4x6, which is great because I can put it in a 4x6 frame, I can tear it out, and I can display it. So just something plain, and you can carry it around. This is small enough to go in my pocket, so I can have it in my pocket with a marker and have this ready to go if I want somebody's autograph. Alright, so this next one goes hand in hand with the autograph book. Bring Sharpies. Have them with your autograph book if you bring it. Bring some Sharpies in your pocket and all that. And with that being said, test out your Sharpies before you have somebody sign with them, because as you can see, some of the Sharpies that I had dried out, and so I was testing these markers just to make sure that they would work, how they would look, and just to make sure they hadn't dried out, especially like with our pens here. Do I want a thin marker? Do I want a thick marker? So just test them out before you have somebody sign with them, just to make sure that they work and they'll look good on whatever you have signing. Alright, so next thing is pre-print out photos before you head down to Memphis. If you've looked at the list of events and seen somebody that you want an autograph from, print out a photo that you'd like them to sign. Some of them will bring photos that they've printed out that you can buy and they'll sign for you. But if there's a photo that you've seen online in the years past that you're like, man, that's a good photo of them with Elvis or whatever, then you can print that out, have them sign it. That way, when you display it, it's a picture that you like and that you decided. Alright, so this next one is a big one. We've done this every time we've gone down there, but if you've gone to Graceland during Elvis Week, which most people have, they sell these wristbands that you can buy during Elvis Week where it'll get you into the exhibits free once you buy the wristband, and you can go there all during Elvis Week. So highly recommend getting that. I believe it's $35 and it's good all week. so you can go there as many times as you like. It doesn't get you into the house unlimited times, it just gets you into the exhibits and the plane unlimited times during Elvis Week, so highly recommend doing that when you're down there. Alright, so this next one is a big one. Have a schedule with reminders. You know, have a daily schedule with what you're going to do and put reminders in your phone. The reason I say reminders is because you can be doing something at Graceland or downtown and you can forget, hey, I have tickets for these events, and you're going to be doing something else and you're going to forget. So that way, if you have reminders, you remember, hey, 30 minutes, we got to leave to head down to this event. We know this from experience. A couple years ago, we had bought tickets to some, I think it was like a concert at Graceland during Elvis Week, and Dad and I got into doing something else. I think we were talking to somebody in the Elvis world. We had a meeting with them, or we're going to some location. We totally forgot that we had those tickets. So we get back to the hotel, and we saw Graceland had posted on their story the event that we were supposed to be at. And we're like, oh man, we were supposed to be at that. And the tickets were non-refundable because the event had already happened. So we were kind of out that money. So that's something that we've known from experience, to put reminders in your phone for certain events. Alright, so next is get nighttime pictures of Graceland and the Lisa Marie. Now, a lot of people go there during the evening when the sun's going down and get some nice pictures of the house from the wall. But a lot of people don't know that, at least when we were there last year, when the night fell, they had the lights on in the cockpit of the Lisa Marie, and those were really cool photos. It just had a cool feel to them when you looked at it and you saw the lights on at night, and you're like, man, is Elvis getting ready to go on tour kind of feel. So get some cool photos of there. It's really easy to see over the fence, so you can get some cool photos of the plane at night with the lights on, if they still do that. I don't know if they're going to do that again this year, but it'd be cool to check that out to see if they have the lights on in the cockpit of Lisa Marie at night. Alright, this next tip a lot of people know about, but do the morning walk up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, during Elvis Week, they, actually all year, you can go up to Elvis's grave in the morning, I believe about 7 o'clock in the morning. They open for about an hour. They open the gates and you can just walk up the driveway and pay your respects and get some nice morning photos of the house. And I believe during Elvis Week they do evening walk-ups as well. I might be wrong on that, but check their website to see if they're doing that. But I know that they do the morning walk-ups, that you can go up and just pay your respects in the morning before the buses and everything start rolling in for the tours. Alright, so this one is pretty self-explanatory. A lot of people should know this, but bring a reusable water bottle. It gets hot in Memphis during August, as you can imagine. So bring a reusable water bottle. The guest house has water fountains that you can walk in and use those to fill up, or you can go across the street to the exhibits and fill up there. But stay hydrated because it does get hot in Memphis in August. So that's just something that I would suggest. Highly recommend doing that. Also bring some snacks. If your hotel has snacks, before you head out for the day, just pick a couple of those up and put them in your bag. That way you don't have to go get lunch all the time, or go get dinner. You can just stay at whatever event or location you're at and just have a snack, and you can keep going. Alright, so that about wraps up for this video. I'm going to put a link in our description that'll take you to a link tree where you can find the websites and addresses for all these locations and events that I've been talking about. That way it's all in one place. And if you guys have any other tips or suggestions from when you've been going down to Elvis Week, drop them in the comments below, and maybe it's something that nobody else has really thought about, and that way we can use them this time in Elvis Week. But either way, hopefully we'll see you down there during Elvis Week. If not, we're going to try our best to go live on Instagram. EP Back on Tour is our new account, so you can follow us there. We're going to try our best to go live during Elvis Week down there, so if you can't go, we'll be able to take you to some of those locations and show you, where we are. And if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to us while we're down there. But either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you here next time. Elvis Back on Tour on YouTube. Thank you for watching.